What up, guys? It is time to make my predictions for the NASCAR 2026 season that starts in 1 week. Wow, I swear the 2025 season was literally just a few days ago. These off seasons go by so quick. But as we all know, the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs are no more. That format has been banished to the Shadow Realm. And now we are back to the 10-race chase, but it's slightly different. So, crash course. How does the new format work? So, the chase is back. The top 16 drivers in the points qualify for the chase. It's no longer the top 10 drivers. I mean, it is for trucks and 12 for O'Reilly. Winning you're in is no longer a thing, so a win does not guarantee advancement. Which means that the fans, instead of constantly complaining about how an underdog win will steal a playoff spot from somebody more deserving, they can enjoy the underdog wins and rely on consistency to get in. But winning still matters, because a win is now worth 55 points instead of the previous 40 points. And the points reset just like they did in the playoff format, with the regular season champion being at the top and the driver in 16th being on the bottom. And the regular season champion has a 25-point advantage over second. Second has a 10-point advantage over third. And from there on back, it's just 5 points each. Seems pretty simple. Seems pretty straightforward. So, now we can make our predictions on who will get in. And it's going to be easier to predict now that it's based on consistency and points alone to get in. So, with all that being said, let's begin. For starters, the reigning champion Kyle Larson should easily make the chase. I really don't see any reason why Larson wouldn't make the chase unless there was a catastrophe of situations. His champion teammate Chase Elliott should also very easily make the chase. I think this format is going to benefit Elliott because he has got the consistency game mastered. But he's got to contend for wins more. That's my only concern. He's got to win more races. But I think Elliott could do it. William Byron, their teammate, should also make the chase. I do think that because Byron won the regular season championship last year, that he is going to have a bit of a down year, because that seems to happen with every driver that wins the regular season championship. But I still expect him to be good and make it in. Christopher Bell and Joe Gibbs Racing should also make the chase. I think he is also a driver that will benefit from this format. He's no longer just a clutch driver. He is actually consistent and fast the entire season, and I think that'll help him. His teammate Denny Hamlin should also very easily make the chase, even though I'm looking at Hamlin and going, how are you going to lose the championship this time? I'm going to be honest, he's never going to win a championship. But I hope he can get a few more wins to add to his trophy case. Ryan Blaney should also make the chase. The DNFs are a slight concern, but considering how he finished second in the regular season points last year and did that with more DNFs than any other driver, he should be fine. He should still be a championship contender. Joey Logano will also make the chase. But unlike Blaney, he is a big question mark. I really don't know what to expect from Joey Logano in this 22 team, because I heard about how he would have been a 4-time champion in this format, but from what I've seen, it seems like he just comes in the clutch. So Logano is a driver I am definitely keeping my eye on. He's a driver that I'm looking at and going, what's going to happen? We'll see. Chase Briscoe, rising star, I think he makes the chase as well. Last year he showed that he is legit. He is here and he means business, and I expect him to be a contender if he keeps going in the right direction. I also think Brad Keselowski has a bounce back year and he makes the chase. I expect him to not have the continuous bad luck that he had at the beginning of last year and playing catch up at the end. Plus, something else to think about, he won his championship in this chase format, so maybe that experience will help him. His teammate Chris Buescher, I think, will also get in. Buescher usually is knocked out because of wacky winners. He's very consistent, and I think that he gets in. And he gets in, and he contends. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people. That 2023 summer magic will return. I also have Tyler Reddick making the chase. I think Reddick will break his winless streak this year, maybe grab a win or two. And I think he will be consistent. And I think he's going to get in. His teammate Bubba Wallace, I also have making the chase. I do expect Reddick to be better than Bubba, but Bubba is like Chris Buescher. He gets knocked out by wacky winners usually, and he's right around that cut line in the playoffs usually. But now he just has to focus on being consistent, and I think he can do that. I think he can be maybe 9th to 16th in points, maybe. I also think Ross Chastain will make the chase in 2026. I do think that Ross is continuing to regress from the championship push that he had in 2022. Ever since that Darlington restart in 2023 where he put Kyle Larson in the wall and then Rick Hendrick went and complained about him, he hasn't really been championship contender, but he's more of a guy that's just been a playoff contender for the past few years. And now he's going to be a chase contender. I still think he'll be quietly consistent in the background, though. But he's got to find a way to be aggressive but clean. He's got to find some kind of balance in there. I also think that Kyle Busch makes the chase. I don't think that he's going to break his winless streak. I've seen too much of RCR being on this constant downward spiral to make me think that he's going to break his winless streak and get a race win. But I wouldn't be surprised if he makes the top 16 in points and gets in. I think he can do that. Another driver I am making the chase, Alex Bowman. Yep, I think Alex Bowman is going to make the chase. Even though people are constantly doubting him and saying that he needs to leave Hendrick, which I personally think is kind of dumb. I think he put in a lot of hard work to get here, and he had 2 injuries, which set him back, but I still think Bowman is a darn good driver, and I think that he is going to race really hard and really well this year. I think he'll be consistent and maybe grab a win or two. Now, there is one driver left. There's one spot left. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's 15. Okay, so there's one more. Now, I was debating several drivers for this one spot. I was debating between Austin Cindric, Ryan Preece, Carson Hocevar, Connor Zilisch, and Shane Van Gisbergen. And out of these 5 drivers, I'm going to pick Connor Zilisch. I think that his talent level was shown last year with getting 11 or 10 wins. I don't remember if it was 10 or 11. Somebody let me know down below which one it was. And I think that he is in good equipment. I feel like it's going to be a Kyle Larson at Chip Ganassi racing situation. Zilisch is extremely talented, and he's going to grab like a win or two and be slightly held back and maybe go up to a better ride someday. Now, he is a rookie, so who's to say if that's going to happen or not? But I think Zilisch makes the chase, and I think that he is SVG's biggest threat on road courses, so I think that'll help him. So, these are the 16 drivers I have making the chase, so now it's time to talk about everybody else. So who do I think will just miss out? I think that Austin Cindric just misses out on the chase. Now, Cindric is getting better. He's going in the right direction, and he got a win that he didn't have to technically steal from his teammate to do. Like, that win was a win. Cries and Blaney fan. Anyway, I think Cindric is going in the right direction, but I'm not sure if it's going to be good enough to get into the chase. I don't know if he's going to be good enough or not. He's questionable, and I think that he just misses out. Another guy that I think just misses out is Carson Hocevar. I do think Hocevar is good, and he's carrying Spire right now, but I don't know if he makes the top 16 in points. I'm not sure if that's going to happen. And everybody thinks that he's going to get his first career win. I kind of doubt it, though. I don't think Spire is going to be able to put a whole race together and get a win. They came close last year a couple times, but I just don't see it happening, and I think he just misses out. Another guy I think is just going to miss out is, oh boy, Shane Van Gisbergen, SVG. Now, I've heard that he's getting better on ovals and that he would have made it last year by 2 points. I've heard all the yada, 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 but here's the thing. I don't know if that continues. Drivers do have fallbacks, and I don't know if he consistently does good on the ovals or not. And plus, he's not going to win every single road course. I think Connor Zilic is going to be a threat to him and might get a couple road courses. I feel like these two are the drivers to watch when you can turn right. Another driver I have just missing out is Ty Gibbs. Honestly, I don't think that Ty Gibbs is going to get a winning cup. I don't think that. He's had 3 years to do it, and I really just don't see it happening anymore. I would have seen it last year, but I'm starting to doubt it at this point. And he should go back to Xfinity, even though we all know he won't because of not Granddaddy Childress. That's him. Granddaddy Gibbs. Excuse me. Another driver I think will just miss out is Eric Jones. I think that Eric Jones is going to have a decent year, but I don't think he'll get in. And there's one last driver to talk about that I think will just miss out, Ryan Preece. Ryan Preece showed that he is good. He is good. We saw that last year with him having a few flare-ups, but I just don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough for him to get into the chase for the cup. And then everybody else is just going down here. These are the drivers that I don't think have a chance. They're just way too inconsistent and mid-pack more often than not, and I just don't see them getting in. In fact, a lot of these underdog drivers have to look forward to Daytona or Talladega or some kind of lucky circumstance where they get a win. They can't do that anymore. You can't rely on one single win and a bunch of being at the back of the field to get into the chase. That's not a thing anymore. Especially not with this guy. So, with all that being said, here is my predictions. Here is where I think every single driver is going to be. And I cannot wait for the upcoming 2026 season. And I hope you guys can't either, because I am very excited. So, I hope y'all have a great day, and I think this is the part where I'm supposed to tell you to like and subscribe. I mean you can if you want to, but I'm just making these for the fun of it, so here they are. So, these are my predictions. I hope you guys have a great and exciting time waiting for the season to begin. And when the season begins, it's going to be a good one. Take care and stay awesome. See you guys later.